South Korea has just issued a dire warning. China's dominance in the global battery market is becoming an unstoppable force, threatening to crush long-standing giants from Korea and Japan. For years, Chinese-made LFP batteries have eaten into market share, but a new, even more disruptive technology is emerging: sodium-ion batteries. What if I told you these new batteries are not only a fraction of the cost, but also outperform traditional lithium-ion in critical areas, including extreme cold and longevity? Can the established players truly compete with a battery that costs nearly 10 times less? Stay tuned to understand the seismic shift unfolding, and don't forget to subscribe to Electric Vehicle Empire for daily insights into the EV revolution. The global electric vehicle market is in constant flux, driven by relentless innovation and fierce competition. For years, South Korea has stood as a titan in battery manufacturing, with companies like LG Energy Solutions, Samsung SDI, and SK On dominating the high-performance lithium-ion nickel-cobalt-manganese, or NCM, battery sector. These batteries were the gold standard for long-range EVs, offering superior energy density that justified their higher cost. However, a seismic shift is underway, one that threatens to dismantle South Korea's hard-won supremacy and reshape the entire battery landscape: the rapid rise of Chinese sodium-ion battery technology. The initial tremors were felt with the widespread adoption of Chinese lithium iron phosphate, or LFP batteries. Though less energy-dense than NCM, LFP offered a significant cost advantage, making EVs more accessible and pushing Chinese manufacturers to the forefront. According to SN Research, LFP batteries exploded from a mere 10% market share in 2019 to an estimated 52% by the end of 2024, projected to exceed 65% in 2025. This surge alone saw the combined global market share of the three major Korean battery firms plummet from over 40% in 2020 to just 16% in the first half of this year. But the real, unstoppable force South Korea now fears is not just LFP, but the next generation of Chinese innovation: sodium-ion batteries. Led by industry behemoth CATL, China is on the cusp of mass-producing these revolutionary batteries, with implications that could relegate NCM and even LFP batteries to niche applications. The unbeatable edge: cost and performance. The most striking advantage of sodium-ion batteries is their projected cost. While South Korean NCM batteries average around $100 per kilogram at the cell level, and even LFP batteries from China sit at a competitive $55 to $60 per kilogram, sodium-ion batteries are poised to redefine affordability. Experts project costs to drop to around $19 per kilogram, with some reports even suggesting prices as low as $10 per kilogram in recent tenders. This is not just a marginal improvement, it's a disruptive factor, potentially making sodium-ion batteries 1/10 the cost of current NCM offerings. Such a dramatic price differential makes it nearly impossible for existing chemistries to compete on cost alone. However, cost is only part of the story. Past skepticism surrounding sodium-ion batteries focused on their perceived low energy density, leading many analysts to dismiss their commercial viability for years. These predictions have proven profoundly wrong. CATL's sodium-ion batteries, specifically their NOxRA model, are demonstrating energy densities of 175 watt-hours per kilogram, which surprisingly surpasses even BYD's widely used LFP blade battery at 165 watt-hours per kilogram. This dispels the notion that lower cost necessarily means lower performance in all aspects. Beyond energy density, sodium-ion batteries offer a suite of advantages that address critical EV concerns. Longevity. Sodium-ion batteries are projected to last significantly longer, with some estimates suggesting a usable life of 5 million kilometers compared to about 1 million kilometers for LFP batteries. This extended lifespan could dramatically reduce total cost of ownership and enhance vehicle sustainability. Cold weather performance. One of the persistent challenges for EVs, particularly in colder climates, is range degradation and slower charging rates. Lithium-ion batteries can lose up to 40% of their range in freezing temperatures. Sodium-ion batteries in the same conditions exhibit only a 10% range loss. Furthermore, they can still charge at 90% of their original rate even at extreme temperatures like -30 degrees Celsius. This resilience makes them ideal for a broader range of global environments. Safety. While modern lithium-ion batteries, both NCM and LFP, have significantly improved safety records, sodium-ion takes it a step further. They are inherently less prone to thermal runaway and are described as almost impossible to set on fire, offering an even greater degree of safety and peace of mind. Abundant resources. Sodium is one of the most abundant elements on Earth, making it a sustainable and geopolitically stable alternative to lithium, whose extraction and supply chains are often fraught with environmental and ethical concerns. The Korean conundrum, a lagging response. The implications for South Korean battery firms are severe. Companies like LG Energy Solutions, Samsung SDI, and SK On have historically invested heavily in NCM technology, establishing state-of-the-art production facilities and robust supply chains. Their research and development into sodium-ion batteries are still in nascent stages, with plans for commercialization not expected until around 2030. This 7-year lag behind CATL's projected mass production in December of this year puts them at a significant competitive disadvantage. Kim-Phil Soo, an automotive technology professor at Daelim University, highlights this critical gap, noting that Chinese rivals are effectively stealing market share with their earlier launch. The focus on NCM, once a strength, now appears to be a strategic vulnerability as the market rapidly shifts towards more cost-effective and versatile chemistries. The threat isn't just about losing market share, it's about potential collapse. With sodium-ion batteries offering superior performance in key areas and an unparalleled price point, the argument for NCM, primarily its higher energy density, becomes increasingly difficult to justify, especially if the price difference is 80% cheaper. Car manufacturers, including Korean giants like Hyundai Motor, are already looking to Chinese battery suppliers for NCM batteries due to their price edge and quality, further eroding the domestic industry's stronghold. Beyond Korea, a global reckoning. While the immediate focus is on South Korea, the disruptive power of sodium-ion batteries extends globally. Even Chinese battery companies like BYD, known for their integrated battery and EV manufacturing, could face new pressures. BYD's cost advantage has long stemmed from its ability to produce its own LFP blade batteries for its vehicles. However, if CATL can supply superior sodium-ion batteries at a lower cost than BYD can produce its own, this foundational advantage could evaporate. This market dynamic might even shed light on recent moves by investors like Berkshire Hathaway and Warren Buffett, who have reportedly liquidated their entire position in BYD, potentially signaling a belief that BYD's competitive edge is diminishing. CATL isn't just offering batteries, they're developing complete skateboard platforms that integrate motors and other EV technologies, promising an even greater cost advantage for vehicle manufacturers. This comprehensive approach further solidifies China's position as the global hegemon in battery and EV component production. The battery industry is at an inflection point. The rapid evolution of sodium-ion technology, spearheaded by China, is not merely an incremental improvement, but a fundamental paradigm shift. For South Korea, a nation whose economic prowess is deeply intertwined with its high-tech manufacturing, this represents an existential challenge. The need for an immediate and aggressive overhaul of their battery strategy is paramount to avoid being left behind in the race for the future of electric mobility.